Welcome to the Plastic Crack Show. I'm your host Lee, and this is a Bluetooth enabled Dalek. Of course, it's based on the 11th series, and there's not much you can say about this thing. I mean, the first problems are you straight up see these are really poor sellers, just straight off the bat. One of the first things that really made it hard to sell is this windowed box. It's so deep that you can just see on the camera, you can't see into it, and it's just very dark. It would have been better if they put a window in the top of the box to allow some light through to actually make it visible. And then the box itself really doesn't sell it that much better. So it's got 3 modes: remote control, static speaker, and autonomous patrol movable speaker. Light up parts and turning head. And of course you need a smartphone. It doesn't come with a remote. And of course it just tells you it's Bluetooth, it's smartphone operated. On the back, of course, it just gives you some information, like you need, of course, some AA batteries, 4 of them that aren't supplied. Of course, they say you should replace the batteries, and adult supervision, you know, blah blah blah, crap. It's made by Xeon, because it's the second Doctor of the, well, they call it the second Doctor. It's not the second Doctor, it was the third Doctor, but you can already see, and because it's a genetically pure, or the genetically perfect Dalek, which are always terrible sellers. That being said, of course, it is a very plain box. Let's get it out and see if it looks any better out of the box. So first things first, we open up, you get this nice little bit of plastic, which looks fantastic. Then it slips out of the box. And that actually looks a bit better. It's not so bad now. There's actually some nifty little looks about it, whether they will come up with anything. Of course, you get this nice little set of instructions on how to replace your batteries. Of course, the app is, of course, on Google Play and App Store. If it still is, this machine's about 2 years old, and they have been very poor sellers. Tells you what to search for. And then it's just do not rotate head by hand. It's just the basic things that the do's and don'ts when you buy this thing. And of course it says that there should be some LED function. So, and one of the side buttons is actually, you can't really see it because of the light, there is a discrete activation button. So of course let's get him out and see what the look is. So there's a zip tie on the back, and a couple of zip ties underneath, which is sort of nice because a lot of them use those really horrible plastic toggle things that you've got to use your screwdriver to undo. So zip ties are nice to see, but of course that also means that we're going to have to undo the base plate, get some batteries and download an app, because we haven't downloaded the app yet, and fire this thing up. So we've got it out. Oh, that's nice to see. So the zip ties aren't even going through the battery case, they're just going through a couple of little tab points in the body, and away we go. Because there's a bit more writing on the bottom just about the battery rules, FCC, so forth, blah blah blah, yay. Let's put it down there and we'll quickly go over it before we go find some batteries. So let's do a bit of a zoom in. So one of the things we're going to see straight up, both the stalk and the turret are translucent. This is because apparently there is an LED behind it. So as the eye stalk is translucent, as is the the beacons on the top, because apparently again they are going to have an LED behind them. And while I had a discrete button on the instructions, they've actually printed on off on that dome to let you know that's the on and off point. So without further ado, we'll quickly fly off, get some batteries, and we will be back. There are we. So, welcome back to the Plastic Crack Show. Of course, we've had to take it to a different location for the Dalek, because obviously that little space we were filming on before is way too small to do it. So, once you've put batteries in your Dalek, you've downloaded the app, and yes, the app is still available, you have to turn it on. Now, you don't just press a button and let it go, you've got to hold it until it lights up, and does that. Now, it's ready to use. So what you now have to do is you now actually have to connect to it.
Do you have the app on it, Dad?
There we go. and then you go to your app, start. Now we'll go auto mode and see what actually happens to start off with. Supposedly, and it's doing nothing. Let's go to joystick control. And it does nothing. So now we have to go back and we have to try this all over again. So we're going to have to turn off the Bluetooth, turn on the Bluetooth, we may even have to do something terrible like, you know, refer to, hang on, let's try that. Shouldn't be that. Oh, here we go. Available devices. We missed it. So it's down the bottom on your Bluetooth. It'll come up as available devices. It's now pairing up. Yeah, that's okay. It doesn't have to say. Right, it's now connected. Woohoo! Let's see if it works. So we'll come back to the app. Let's try an auto mode. And away it goes.
You're not showing it. Dad, can you go to the toilet?
So now we'll come back to control. So now we can control it.
What's that button?
And it's very, and some of the reviews actually say this, it's very touchy. It's very hard to read at times what you're telling it to do.
What's that button?
We'll bring that over here because that was lame. So we were saying before about the LED light up on the hand on the Gannon. Which was terribly lame. Apparently it will play music. I don't know how reliable that is, so let's see if we can get it to play some music. Let's pick some audio. Try and pick something that won't get us in too much trouble. Try that. So it will play music, it's just very, very tinny. Very broken and very tinny. Not something I'd get terribly excited about. It's a nice gimmick item. I mean, we'll go back to the app again and see if we can just get it driving. The actual controller for it's very glitchy. And I'll try and show you if I can get back to it. So we'll bring it back to here. We'll just try and get them both in the same. So we've got joystick control. So the idea is that you press up and it glitches on stop. See, it takes a while for it to actually start working, and then when you take your finger off it actually takes quite a while for it to stop. And there's no control for the head, there's no independent control for the stalk, so So for the price bracket, which was $100, it is actually nowhere near as good as it could be. Certainly for the extra $30, you'd go for the RC version. It is a very disappointing toy at the end of the day, or piece of Doctor Who memorabilia at the end of the day. Not much more you can say about it. There is better products on the market out there, and I can certainly now see getting it out of the box why they've been so hard to sell. So that was the Plastic Crack Show. I was your host Lee. Thank you very much for watching. Remember to rate, subscribe, leave me a message, and if you want to see a good... Yep. And all I did was picked it up and it suddenly went berserk. We'll turn it off before it goes rogue. There we go. Thank you very much for watching. Remember to rate, subscribe, leave us a message, and we'll see you next time.